So welcome everybody to the celebration of life for Aaron Tang. I think you're all in the right place. I'm Aaron's daughter, Selena, and of course this is my brother, Robert. Our spouses, Nicholas, Beverly, and our little baby, Autumn. She has to come wherever we go. In October, we held some private services for immediate family with our dad, and today we are so happy to see all of you. I know all of you have connections either with Dad or with us, his family, and your presence here really means a lot to us. We hope that through the videos, the displays, the photos that you'll see today, it will help to bring back some memories. And you can tell that he had a love of dance and music, photography, yes, photography, friends, and also magic. When I was a little girl, my dad made me raise my hand and swear. And not the swearing that you think, but he made me say, a magician's daughter never tells his secrets. So today, I hope we're going to be able to share some collective stories together, some memories, and start connecting the dots into our whole connection between Dad and our family as well. So my earliest memory of Dad was actually in Malaysia, where all of us were born. And we were actually in our first house, and my mom was in the kitchen. My dad was behind me, rumbling and looking through his camera bag, and there popped up Robert to my left. And he was kind of giggling and smiling, and he wanted to catch a glimpse of me, his new sister. And just as I heard my dad's camera go click, he drifted back to sleep. And it would be decades later that I actually found that photo for the very first time, and it brought back those vivid memories. And on the back of this photo, it says Selena at 2 weeks old. So, they always say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And but what happens when you have no picture and no words? And growing up, my dad didn't express a lot of his emotion. He kept his inner feelings, his emotions inside, but sometimes he just knew, right? And I remember when we moved from Malaysia to Canada, in our very first house in Mississauga, Dad would be the one who came up to me and said, "Do you want to go for a walk?" And then he would grab my hand, and then with the other hand, where is it? He would grab the steel cane, and he said, "I need to protect you in case there's some wild, vicious dogs out there." Sorry, Adam. I think he actually meant coyotes. So those are some of my memories. As we got older, and before his passing, Dad wasn't able to speak very much. He got very tired and weary. And one day when I was with him, he actually puckered up his lips and he put on a cheeky face. And I looked at him and I said, "Do you want me to kiss you?" And he nodded yes. So I kissed him on the cheek. But he kept his lips puckered. And then I looked at him again and I said, do you want to kiss me?" And he nodded yes. So he kissed me on the cheek in return. And those feelings of gratitude, caring, love passed between us, and no words were required. So I know that many of you know Dad, and he's very fun-loving, very outgoing, but the Dad I knew at home, he was actually very quiet. And he would actually be behind the scenes writing, and he loved to write the Bob Hope punchlines. Right? And he was actually getting ready to make people laugh. So that's what I remember as well. As he got older, I know Mom probably was more of the social coordinator, and she was the chatty one. And after she had passed, I remember trying to get a hold of Dad. He was always out. You could not get him on the cell phone, couldn't get him at home, and I'm going to let maybe some of his friends and neighbors maybe give you an insight on what the heck he was doing. So in closing then, when Mom and Dad actually were dating, my mom's mom hired a private eye. And they, yeah, you see Robert can vouch for me. And they found out Dad's family was not wealthy. And her father said to her, "You cannot live on love alone. You need money. You need money to survive." Well, in 2022, after the pandemic, Dad sold his house with help from our real estate friends. And he downsized a lot of his belongings. And after he moved from Mississauga to Stony Creek, he kept saying to everybody who would listen, he declared, "I'm a rich, poor man." Some of you are not even listening. So I don't know what he meant. Did he mean that, was he referring to financial wealth and his possessions? Or was he saying that he thought he led a rich and fulfilled life, with joyful memories with his friends, his connections, many of you? We'll never know. And on October 28th, as I held his hand, he performed his final disappearing act before my eyes. And at that time, I think he discovered the greatest secret to the mystery of life. And one day, we'll know that secret as well. So I'm going to pass the floor now to Robert.
I'm going to give my sister a hug. We haven't had a chance to hug each other.
And they made it through the years, so.
Please keep yourselves entertained. And no, I'm not going to do a magic trick.